ladies and gentlemen. I'm Larry Lederman, the chair of the Ambassador Speaker Series. So it is now my pleasure to ask the Dean of the Faculty of Public Affairs, André Plourde, to introduce our guest speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ambassador Thijs Brinkman.
Good evening, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here. The subject of my speech is, as you know, Canada and the European Union, interesting times. It's really interesting times now. I've been here for 3 years. I came in 2009 and in September. And while I was still in Brussels, my colleagues, they said, you're preparing for, they all congratulated me for this new post. And they said, you'll see Canada is a great country, great people, very friendly, and beautiful landscape, and so on. About the crisis in Europe, you want to hear something about that? It all started in the United States. No, it's true. The subprime crisis. And of course, some of our member states, they live beyond their means, but each case is different. So first of all, 5 of our 27 member states have sovereign debt problems. It's essentially a refinancing problem. Because the spread was so big that it was unsustainable, the interest rate. That's the euro crisis. So Greece will not leave the euro or the European Union, and the euro is there to stay. It takes time. What the people want, like a president or prime minister who decides as a majority, it's done. That's not how the European Union works, because it's 27 sovereign member states, and so it has to be prepared, and it has to be consensus has to be reached, and then it has to be adopted. And we have the European Union. This works like a federal state.
So, since we're at a university, I'm going to ask you a question which revolves around innovation, research, and development. I'm just curious why this area has never been part of the free trade discussions, and whether it's not something that should be, in your view, and if you could comment on that. Why doesn't public funding cross those same borders as in the private sector, or as in other areas?
These framework programs on research and development at the European level, they are open to third countries also, independently of if we have a free trade agreement or not. But it's of course European taxpayers' money. So the taxpayers' money is spent in Europe. If a third country wants to participate, they can do that. The condition in research to get European funds is always that there are researchers, institutions from at least 2 European Union member states, 2 or 3, that make a consortium and they work together. That's why we have this, to bring the researchers together so that they collaborate, and synergies and so on. And they can bring in a participant in the consortium from a third country outside of the European Union. But that participant, they have to cover their own costs. They cannot get 50% of their costs paid by the European taxpayer. That's clear. Why not? And so with Canada, this possibility exists already for the past framework program, and will continue to exist for the future framework program. But the problem is that it's a funding on the Canadian side, which has been not up to the same level as on the European side. The funding is available. So that's why. But this will continue, this cooperation. these possibilities will continue to be there, as will there be also possibilities for mobility of students and of researchers and PhD students and so on. And but there the problem of the corresponding funds that needs to be solved. And maybe there will be